the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now. Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, from Bitcoin and darknets to political betting, and of course, the largest casino in the world, right here, the U.S. stock market. I'm your host, Brian Micon, financial genius, Bitcoin class of 2011, and poker player. Joining me are my fellow degens, Matt Glantz and Brett Ritchie. Glantz traded options, and Brett is the head of Blitzpick. The entire thing is put together by Tony, the producer, and this is Market Mania. Tony, let's get right to it. Hell of a day in the markets. Glantz, options fund. How are we doing today?
We're doing good today. We're up over 6% on the back of Boeing. Remember, we talked about that play the other day. The FAA head, Kickin Dixon, is flying the plane right now as we speak. We're out of the position now, so it doesn't matter whether it goes up or down, but we had a good day so far. Anything with the Robinhood guys taking a shot at this Boeing thing?
Yeah, I hope it's an airline stock, so at least a fair amount of Robinhooders probably followed along. It's a good day, right? Everything's green. Robinhooders got to be happy.
Indeed they do. The top story today. Everybody watched two vampires interrupt each other yesterday. The debates were happening. U.S. politics has sunk this low. What did it do to the betting markets, boys?
Well, I think we both agreed yesterday the market was not going to stay where it was. Biden outperformed the very low bar that was set for him. I give Biden an A, which the bar was low, but it was a good performance for him, and we saw him soar back above 60 cents. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very low bar everyone had set for him. It was the biggest fear for people supporting Biden that he would, kind of look like a lemon at the debate, and it was the biggest hope for Trump supporters that would happen. Neither of it materialized. Biden looks confident, and that's all he needed to do. Trump was Trump. There was nothing new there. The only thing that was a question was, is Biden too old to be president? And even though you might think that's still the case, last night he performed pretty well.
Yeah, I'll admit I was wrong. I thought Biden, even though he was going to be very prepared, I still thought there was going to be one of those moments we've seen recently where he just has this lapse, and it didn't happen.
They had him jacked up on the proper formula last night because, man, he was hitting hard, and he said just shut up. And then somehow that's an iconic line in American political discourse now. So it is. Here we are. Biden, 62 cents to win $1. Donald Trump, 42 cents to win $1. Obviously, there's a small rake in there somewhere. And I can't even believe the show that we have in front of us the next month until this thing settles.
Yeah, I think we'll see the rest of the debates. I was worried there weren't going to be debates, but I think they'll both keep going. And I don't think Trump did that poorly. His plan was to really try to divide between the centrist Dems and the progressives with Green New Deal and healthcare points that he kept hammering. He really just tilted. I think it was a good plan, poorly executed.
Well, that is what you have it if you're going to delve this deep into it. And the wagering definitely shows you who won last night. I mean, if you got to look at the free market here, that's for sure. So This Biden win here, and we're going to call it a Biden win. What does this mean for the stimulus now? Because this is
conventional wisdom around traders and rich white folk is that if Biden wins, the stock market's going to go down because the corporate tax rate's going to go up. And Biden said that, under no certain terms that he's going to raise corporate taxes. That is a negative for the stock market. But even though that's conventional wisdom, I don't think that's correct. I think the market's going to fly especially if the Democrats sweep all three branches, because they're going to pump some serious stimulus into this economy. Spending and stimulus will be at all-time highs. It'll be even greater than what we're doing right now with the stimulus, or what we have done in the last few months. So the stock market is going to be, any asset's just going to fly, any dollar-based asset.
Brett
You guys have any
Ritchie
thoughts on that?
over there in the Robinhood world. You know, it looks like everything's going to pump. What are you going to do?
Robinhood world will love it, but as people in at least somewhat in crypto, you got to wonder how many times could the new government is just going to pump more money into this thing. I mean, at some point the music stops, right? And someone's left holding that bag. Great in the short term, near term, midterm, but long term, is this sustainable? The Fed just printing? Probably
I'm not saying this is good for the U.S. or good for people or the economy. I'm saying it's going to boost the stock market. That's all. I'm saying.
So I think on that note, let's get high here and check out Tony, the producer. He's in geosynchronous orbit with the macro minute to really get our heads around this.
That's right, guys. And Brett, you said the magic word, the bag holders. Who's that going to be? Of course, it's going to be Main Street. I want to show you guys something here real quick. U.S. retail bankruptcies have just broken records. This blows away the record set in 2008, 2009 after the financial crisis. And it shows no stopping at all. And outward expanding cones from this is going to be shipping, commercial real estate. Every business that serves this sector is about to get destroyed. So, Brett, your question, who's going to be the bag holders? As always, Main Street's going to be the bag holders. Wall Street's going to walk off with all this fresh printed money. They're going to turn it into real assets. And you and I and the rest of us are just going to sit here completely wasted. As always, welcome to the, American dream. All right. From up here, it's not looking good, guys, but I'll send it back down to you.
Always a fun refresher to kick it up to Tony. Lot of really good and rosy outlooks to prepare for. Get your guns loaded and your silver stashed away. It's time. Speaking of which, if you want to bet on the coming destruction of America, what better than with Caesars and William Hill? Two great brands to take your action on all sorts of things, usually sports wagers. But it looks like, holy crap. What is this? Is this new? Is this today? Yeah. Who's got the Caesars thing? This is amazing.
Yeah, so both Caesars and Apollo we covered this, I think, last week, but they were covering a potential William Hill takeover. Caesars reached an agreement. I think this is part of a larger trend we're going to see with some consolidation in the U.S. market, especially given how expensive it is to operate in these states. We're going to see more partnerships and mergers coming.
This is batshit. I mean, that's a big deal. That's $3.7 billion deal. And this is, of course, the Caesars. I mean, Matt, can you tell me if I'm wrong here? This is the new Caesars, which is the El Dorado that purchased Caesars, and then it's still named Caesars, right?
Right. They're just combining a big worldwide sportsbook operation with their U.S.-based casinos.
I mean, that's a huge merger right on the heels of the Caesars El Dorado merger, right?
For sure.
Caesars is up 5% or so today based on the on this news. So almost
William
back
Hill's
to
a
the
real
year
company.
peak.
I don't know if you guys remember, but William Hill rolled out those little kiosks all over Vegas. I don't know. That's got to be almost a decade ago. And then they
have a very good retail sports book. They basically kick out anyone with a pulse, and they're pretty good at targeting and keeping the retail better engaged, which is what Caesars wants.
I fired props myself against them, and boy, did my limits go down quickly. They probably have a good shot of keeping
if you have a pulse, they
hold
kick you out or limit you pretty quickly.
I've seen it myself. All right, well, maybe our beloved World Series will. I don't even know that's not going to help. You're just going to be able to fire sports while you're sitting at the seat next year. Is really what's all that's going to do. So, decentralized wagering. What if we could do those same kind of bets on the blockchain? That's what Augur's been promising for years and years and years and years. And this news, it's never really worked, by the way. Just we tell you the straight dope here at Market Mania. So the recent news with Augur was that it's Augur, so the betting, decentralized statement betting, and even it's ridiculously hard to use, by the way. Augur is insanely hard to use. And it's the gas fees are really high a couple weeks ago, and you can make a $100 bet, pay a $30 fee for the crypto network. Totally unusable. But now there's a tokenized version of certain outcomes on certain markets. So the yes Trump and the no Trump is what Augur tweeted out. And it's something about DeFi. You have to stake the tokens. You get Y Trumps or N Trumps. and then you can trade them freely. And then CoinGecko had a pair listed on some shenanigans decentralized exchange that I've never used before that connected to MetaMask, and I connected it, but you still couldn't trade it. It still wouldn't work. It just didn't work. But for the 4 people still out there firing on it, Augur is now a little bit more complicated. Finally. Brett, you've worked with the Augur protocol before. Yeah. What is this? What is this bullshittery? Can they just make it work?
I mean, part of it is Ethereum itself sort of hasn't fulfilled the scaling promise. They really went more for security over scalability. So Ethereum's secure, but it's just expensive and slow, which is really bad for trading, for betting, unless you're betting some really large bet on something like an election. But for the retail guy, this is just not really what they want to be using. So people are working on it, but in the near term, it's still not a great experience.
Is ETH live prices right now?
Yes, not really. No, they're from a day or two ago.
That was last night. That was pre-debate or mid-debate.
Gotcha.
And the market doesn't really move. It doesn't really move because you can't really buy it, so it's just it's difficult to purchase.
I think today they're more normal. Side. I checked. So
tell me how to buy.
I mean, they had decent volume.
It was like stream.
I think 10K in volume over the last day. So
that's nothing.
Not setting any records, but I mean, it's still at least there's some money going in.
Matt Glantz, ETH2, and all the sharding debate. Is Vitalik going to code up on the solution to the scaling debate so we could finally bet on ETH markets on Augur using rep to stake it and betting DAI?
I don't know. There's enough websites and sportsbook exchanges on the internet. I have my hands full with enough liquidity with the election. I don't need Augur or Vitalik or any of that stuff.
Fair enough. Moving along to more mainstream shenanigan sites, Seeking Alpha. New kids out there, all the Wall Street bet kiddies you got your Robinhood accounts locked and loaded. Look at Seeking Alpha for what it is. Now, Seeking Alpha, you hit the front page like, oh, this looks like a nice stock site. Maybe you go there from an earnings search on Google. You're like, well, when does they report earnings? So I really want to buy options that have a good chance to go up, and a lot. And it looks like a real site, but all it is people trying to pump their bags. We had an AT&T article down there. You can see it's on the homepage. It looks like you're just looking at articles of things. They have tons of SEO juice, so a lot of traffic goes there. And this guy's just pumping his AT&T bag. It's just like you could look at the bottom of the article. It says, by the way, I own a bunch of AT&T. And the article is like kind of thinly veiled, like, well, it's priced for a dividend cut that isn't coming. Let's get on the AT&T train. The street's wrong here. Matt Glantz, do real baller traders ever look at these things with anything other than, okay, there's another shill?
This is just the 2020 version of like the new old newsletter sites where they send you emails, you sign up, and they send you emails with ideas for stock picks and stuff like that. This is the same thing. I don't know how these guys get paid, but I know that they are definitely showing their bags. And it looks like, they try to look like their articles are showing some kind of important information, and they're all just trying to get some publicity.
Brett Ritchie, the Robinhood traders, they're not really looking at stuff like this, are they? This guy's got linked to the SEC filing forms. They're not looking at filing. They're not looking at cash.
No, this is kind of like a sports bet type site. Yeah. The Robinhood traders, they're in Wall Street bets, man. We know that. They don't really care. Seeking Alpha, this is like, I imagine like James Altucher or whatever that guy's name is writes here or is involved in some way. So no, I'm out.
All right. So just remember, kids, you could use it for some information, like some, earnings dates, but don't read too hard into each one of these articles. And everybody just kind of picks the one that says the same thing that they wanted to say. You want Nikola to go up? You can find some guy on there that says Nikola will go up probably. All right. ADIL Biotech. Now, this was a pick of the day before we even went on the air, if I recall.
No, this is a new one. We never brought this one up before. This is actually ADIL Pharmaceuticals. And yesterday they announced FDA emergency approval of a fingertip blood sample for COVID testing for antibodies, which is pretty interesting. Everyone loves a small biotech company with small market cap. This one's, I think, 34 million, not billion, 34 million market cap. just got approval for this test. It's a 10-minute test, checks for antibodies. The stock doubled yesterday from like $1 something to $2.80 or something like that. I think right now, what do we have a stock price on that? I think it's like $2.50 about now, $2.40, $2.40, I should say. But yeah, that might be something that the Robinhood guys like to gamble on, because nobody's afraid of a little prick for the little blood sample to see if you have COVID. That's kind of an idea that seems a lot more or less hassle than the other tests we've heard
and
of.
Investing in finger stick blood companies has never gone poorly before. Shout out Elizabeth Holmes.
You're gonna take it in the nose. You're gonna get nosed by them. The big ass Q-tip way too far up the nose. Or you're gonna take a finger prick if you had a choice.
Neither. For COVID.
Let me nose you. You see how far they jam it up there? All the way up.
I'm good.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Hey, this is a stock we should look out for. This thing.
Yeah, I love it. A cheap biotech thing. It fits all the check boxes a Robinhood trader's looking for. I love it. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you guys know what that time is now. We got the not investment hat on. Don't see the safety glasses, but you can imagine that they're on right now. It's the Market Mania pick of the day. We're throwing them out, baby. Matt Glantz, it's not investment advice, is it? But what is your pick of the day?
Carnival Cruise Lines. Trump has a meeting at the White House set for the cruise lines on Friday. So you know how he likes to pump these things. Anybody that meets with him and kisses his ass, he's gonna be pumping it. So Carnival Cruise Lines at 1538 right now. Let's see where it is Friday.
All right, Carnival Cruise Lines getting back into the sailing of the old people and giving them the buffet. Brett Ritchie, pick of the day today.
I'm buying this Trump dip. I could have seen him falling as far as plus 150 based on Biden's debate performance, but it's gone a little too far away for my belief. I don't think Trump did as poorly as people think, especially with his base. So I'm buying the dip.
All right. And I am going to just have to stay on the well, going to the teat one more time with Nicholas Short. I still see meat. I don't see bones yet. The meat is still there. Multi-billion-dollar scam pumping big time today, up 14.8%. Some people buy the dip. I'm selling the pump. It is Nicholas Short, ladies and gentlemen. All righty, folks. We really hope that you've enjoyed the show. We want to thank you for pumping us over 100 YouTube subscribers. Still need you, though, fam. Like and subscribe this bad boy. And the world is pretty messed up last night. I mean, we saw that on the debate stage just a few hours ago. But I like to think of the words of Cardi B, a modern day rap poet of our time. She said, I was born to flex. Yes. Diamonds on my neck. I like boarding jets. I like morning sex. Woo. But nothing in this world that I like more than checks.
Money.
We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. However turning, wow, we're turning. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine to look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now, I was